How are we doing, chat? Morning, GTZ. Hope you guys are all having a good Sunday, or you had a good Sunday, a good day. I know some of you might be Monday for some of you. I've been in and out of the city today. I'm Benny. Um, kind of just doing things solo, away from the club. Kind of Benny just alone with his thoughts, and he he's been thinking a lot yesterday about the way everything was handled. Um, Terrible. Happy, I guess, because I won't have FOMO anymore. I guess. Hey, cat. I'm dooming. I'm tired of being up all night. Is you need to sleep. Um, what a mellow. He was thinking about yesterday and how a lot of the conversation went with Esma, and it was very he didn't she what do you guys say? Stay hard. We must stay hard. Even after explaining everything and the way things are and the way things went down, she was still kind of standoffish, right? Again, he's a moment and so everything happened. Yeah, I understand. Um, but one thing that Benny has noticed a lot is she never said sorry. That's the one thing that she's always kind of the truth to. And she didn't have to say sorry. But when she feels like she's in the wrong, or like when she starts to feel for Benny, she'll usually say sorry or little things like that, right? She didn't. It's just more of silence. Um, and it sucks because Benny's in a bad time right now in his life where he just lost his family. Uh, Esma had a falling out with hers, and then she's getting it back together and fixing it, which shows a lot of growth for her, right? But in her growth, Benny has regressed uh, due to the fact that he got kidnapped, due to the fact that he lost his family. He became very codependent on Esma. And that is straining. That is putting a lot of strain on the relationship. Yeah, he's spiraling in which he said he would never do, and he's doing it. Um, he's putting a lot of strain on the relationship. He's suffocating her. He's always with her. He always brings her to everything. He always wants her involved with everything that he does because that's just, him, especially again with everything that's happened. It's so hard. How, like I said in roleplay chat, it's easier to hold somebody accountable than it is to actually do so. How do you be an asshole or hold someone accountable? And I know I'm not saying it's impossible because I know obviously people do it every day. But the way Benny is how do you treat someone that you love endlessly? Like there's no, you know, how do you, how does he, not you, how does he go about it? He has spoiled her since they've met. Yeah, you got to be mean, 100%. 100%, you got to be mean because your partner. I mean, it's a shitty thing to say. Your partner's gonna get bored. Your partner is gonna get bored, and they're gonna feel like they can just walk all over you, and she is. She is walking all over Benny, and it shows more, like how more comfortable she's getting with holding people. Saying, I know it's a troll. I know she's trolling. I know it's mainly a troll, and it's Esme being SBS. Before it was light flirting. Now she's holding Jamie's hand. Now, you know, the embrace thing. And I think it's just, again, SBS because it's just, it's funny. Nobody actually uses those shared emotes, but it's funny. But from like a in character perspective, from a realistic perspective, she's getting more comfortable with the touch of making Benny jealous. Right? And before it was words, before it was swatter, before it was mentioning guys' names. Um, being blunt, straight up telling them how things are rather than thinking about what the reaction is going to be. Yeah. If Benny does not talk to her, it feels like something Benny would do and get quiet. Um, okay, so the way I want to go about this, Benny is going to confront her. He already, you know, the text is out. It's there. Now, you know, the card is set and we're going to see how it goes. This is pretty much, he's pretty much going to say what I'm telling you guys. Listen, recently, our last couple of conversations since I've been back have been up and down, and they're not the same talks that we used to have. And obviously, they're not going to be. Those talks are going to be a lot different from when they first met. When they used to go sit on the cliffs and have conversations and get to know each other. And obviously, we're 5 months in already. We're 5 months deep with them being together. So, like, things are never going to be the same as a start, you know? Worrying about how a person is going to respond impacts how Benny goes about things, which is sad, but also relatable. Yeah. This time it sounds like he can still be worried. It won't prevent him from saying something, which is big growth. I think that's the biggest thing is he wants to. Here's the scary part. He wants to tell her how do you feel? Like he's genuinely say, tell me how you feel about us, because it's another thing of it's been a roller coaster of emotions, and by myself being codependent on you, it's gonna put a strain on us because I'm not allowing you to grow and do your own thing. I'm not allowing you to be your own person. And I was doing that, and then I got kidnapped, and then I'm right back in a deeper hole than I was before I left. And he wants to see how she feels about it. But the scary part for him, and this is the thinking about it before even talking to her, is what if the separation separates them? What if them spending time apart ends Benny and Esme? What if it ends their marriage? Yeah, they're not the same people. And Benny still loves her. He's not, I'm not saying like Benny doesn't love her anymore. And I don't think Esme still loves Benny. The love is there. But that strain is also there. You know? If it ends, it ends. I guess Benny can finally meet his parents in heaven. I guess that's crazy. Then maybe they aren't meant to be. Yeah. Yeah, it's one way to look at it. I mean, it is the way to look at it. They aren't meant to be if they just. It kind of goes with one of those dumb things you see on TikTok or on like Instagram or whatever, right? Sometimes, sometimes the right person comes into your life to teach you things, but not stick around. Whatever those things say. Like, what if Benny was just a growing part of Esme's life? What if he was just there to help her grow as a person and to help build her up to the best version of herself that she could be, at least at least as much as he could push her to be. And now, or she's around. Um, and now, it's time for her to like Shang said in the beginning when Shang and Benny had that talk. You clipped a bird's wings before she can fly. Now her wings have grown, and now she can fly. Can't fly fully, not on her own. I mean, actually, hold on, that sounds bad. She can fly fully on her own, but she's gonna go through a lot of turbulence because she won't have Benny to lean on, which will help her grow more. She'll have Jamie, she'll have Osvaldo, she'll have Shang. She'll have others outside of Benny, and she'll learn that, and that's what'll help her grow more. Yeah, exactly. That's how you learn. Yeah. What if Esme was his last hope, but Benny was her lesson? Yeah. Oh, Benny will never forget about her. Benny won't ever really forget about any of his exes, but he especially won't ever forget about Esme. Unless like some type of injury happens or something, but you gotta remember, Benny has all those notebooks of letters to each other. He has the adventure book. Oh, they both had a crash. I thought you said crash out. What's up, Waya? And then there's Jade too. Look at this doesn't help. And Benny doesn't want to talk to Jade unless Esma's around. Hey, I'm sorry if I upset you yesterday. I'm not really sure what I did to you, but to be quite honest, I didn't appreciate the text you sent me. Oh, okay. I was like, what did he send? Was this? I've grown a lot as a person, and I'm not sure why you think I'd start drama. I thought we were both adults, and there was no problem with us being friends. In fact, I thought we were kind of close, and I looked up to you as someone I could still lean on. It hurts a lot that you think I'd start drama over something I'm not sure what it would be. You don't want to be friends anymore. I totally understand. I met Esme yesterday. She's a wonderful girl. I hope she and I can be friends one day, like close. I hope to keep you both in my life, but like I said, I understand. You know what sucks? If Benny didn't start yesterday with drama the way he did, if he didn't overact with the way he did, he probably could have talked to Jade as someone to to have somebody to talk to. But I don't know if Esme would have been okay with Benny talking to his ex. Wait, Jesse, what are you asking why to? Sorry, I got distracted by reading the text message. Okay, I don't know if you answered it already, but how did Benny and Jade broke up? Benny and Jade broke up in 3.0. They've been broken up since 3.0. This was before when Benny became a hang around for the BBMC. Um, he felt he was using Jade as a storage because the only time he ever seen Jade was when he was like, "Hey, I need to grab something from your car real quick. Hey, let's go spend time together." And then the second they're about to spend time together, BBMC would drag him away because he had to go do club stuff. So he didn't want that for Jade. He said Jade deserved better, so he pushed her away. He broke up with her and then he pushed her away. Why doesn't Benny want to talk to Jade without Esme there? Because he already knows. He already knows the he learned his lesson yesterday. I don't know. I kind of do and I don't. Like I do, but it's kind of hard because we already kind of set this chess piece in place. Kind of set this in place already. It's like, but I think maybe a talk with Jade actually might help too. But Jamie, Jamie is Jamie is the if Jamie gets wind that Jade and Benny talk, he is going to run with that. He is going to run with that. And if Benny's obviously going to tell Esme, hey, I had a talk with Jade. I had a talk with Jade. Now, Esma's perspective, that's crazy that you made that overreaction yesterday and now you went and had a talk with her the next day when I was asleep. Yeah, he is. I mean, especially with this yesterday. Especially with this. Like this is you know, this right here, it's an action that speaks volumes. To Benny, especially. I think to anybody, this should speak volumes. Because It speaks volumes because she could have, Benny would have checked the truck regardless, but she could have not sold him. Turtle, thank you for the tier 1 for 17 months. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Turtle. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you. I hope you're having a better day today. Yeah, like that's huge. That shows how much trust is there between. But in Benny's perspective, right? Esma's in bed right now. Well, at least we think she is. Who knows if Ellie woke up and decided to get on, but um in Benny's mind it wouldn't feel right to go talk to an ex-girlfriend while your wife is in bed. Spicy, yeah, it is spicy. Very spicy. But like I said, we kind of already set the spice in play for Benny to have a talk with Esme. I think even a phone call, dude. I think a phone call with Jade would probably be better. Yeah, spicy, but not Benny. Yeah. Um. Yeah, and see, here's to answer your question, because obviously to me, text never clarifies uh clarifies emotion.
This is awkward.
How you doing?
Benny?
Who's this?
Anna.
How you doing, Anna?
Uh,
Why?
trying to perch and think and
I was
yeah.
about to leave. You couldn't have the spot.
Oh, it's okay. You doing okay?
The loaded question.
Yeah, my answer is the same. Yeah.
I'm gonna get going because I do have to go make a phone call.
Okay.
I hope you're well though. Whatever you got going on.
My brother. That's yeah.
Sorry. Ugh. You said
I don't know.
Your brother what?
My brother. Just my brother.
Did she say died?
What's going on with that? So.
Listen,
You okay?
family is a very sensitive subject for me right now. Is your brother good? Is he still?
Are you still ADMC?
I'm still ADMC, yeah.
Oh, okay, you weren't wearing the cut.
No, yeah, I'm thinking of my own, kind of just out of sight, out of mind. Brother's still alive, or did I hear? Okay, and are things bad between you and him?
He doesn't know who I am. I'm PD, basically.
You're a cop.
No.
Did you say PD?
MPD, multi-personality disorder.
Oh, okay. I thought you said I'm PD. I was like, oh.
Oh, hell no, I'm a felon. Oh,
Listen,
no. God, no. Me, Petey, fuck that. No, after all the shit that I've seen,
Listen, I'll give you a little word of advice, something that I missed out on.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless of whatever you and your brother may be going through, and maybe he don't remember you at this moment, I try to repair that. I went 10 years without being able to speak with any of my family, and I'll never get that opportunity to do so. Not anymore.
Yeah, my brother and I fought because he lied to me about what happened to me here.
Yeah. A lot, I know, and I'm not saying that whatever you're going through is easy. It's you have to go through the motions of things, but I don't know. It's just better to not leave things unsaid. Fix it, or if not even fix it, at least have that weight off your shoulders of how you feel. You don't want to go carrying that for the rest of your life and them never knowing. Something I have to live with now.
Get it? It's a lot. It sucks. And because my dad's British and he's British and we didn't really, but it's just hard coming back. And then
I haven't seen Anna
we was
since
gone for
3.0, I
2 weeks
think.
and
Yeah.
Irpy took over and he doesn't remember me.
Who's your brother?
Dustin.
Hmm.
Irpy the clown.
Never met him, at least not that I'm aware of.
Mm-hmm. It's okay.
Just don't give up on that. Not yet, unless obviously he does something to ultimately betray you or hurt you, or maybe hurt one of your loved ones. I wouldn't give up on that. If it's just a fight between you and him, and things weren't said or things were misunderstood, it's always worth trying to repair. At least if it doesn't get repaired, then it doesn't. But like I said, just don't carry that weight of never letting your feelings known. Just lost my family last week. I was adopted. It was a family that
Oh
took care
my
of me.
god. Honey.
Yeah. In hiding for 10 plus years from the reason why I came to Los Santos. And now I can never tell them how I felt because they kept me in the dark for so long. Now they're dead. So me and my wife Esmeralda are last remaining Razers. Yeah, I still got the club, but they're not Razers. Still my family, but a different type of family.
Well,
Been a while though.
everybody
I know.
copes with things differently. And me, I perch. This is so happened to be the closest perch, and
Yeah.
ironically, you're here. I'm so sorry about
This is
that.
the most random spot I drew up to because I could see the whole city.
Yeah, this was the closest perch.
Yeah. I'll let you be. I do have to go make a call. So
I feel better now, but sorry.
You're good.
I
You're good.
come up in weird ways. Hey, at least
I
I could hear you smiling a little
appreciate
bit.
snorting.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I had candy, so I have sugar. Oh no.
Oh God. You reach out if numbers. Well, it'll be in the limit list in a bit, but right now I'm just staying off the radar. I don't know if you have my number or my old one.
If your old one couldn't ring,
Yeah, yeah. I've had like 3 different numbers.
I'll delete it.
Yeah, I'll put it in the limit list in a bit. But yeah, reach out if you need anything.
The timing is ironic. Just...
Yeah. But also without all these trees here, I guess you can kind of see me from down there as well. So.
No, I was coming up the hill like behind me, and I was like, wait, what?
Oh, from this
Then
direction.
I saw your horn, so I was like, Benny.
Uh,
Just see it. Wow, of all places.
yeah. Look good though. Here, actually, I'm gonna put it down so that way I don't have to put myself in the limit list. Just let me know.
Okay.
Yeah, I was. Let me know when you're ready.
All right.
Oh.
420.
918 6.
90. Oh wait, am I giving you mine or?
Yeah, I'll text you right now. What was your last name again? Is it
Hunter.
Yeah, that's
On a Hunter. Yeah, it changed since like before 5 years ago, but just
You're still laughing.
I just can't believe it.
All right, you take it easy, Anna. I'm gonna get going.
All right, thanks. I'll
Good
save
seeing
your
you.
number.
All right. It was definitely the most random spot, but Benny at least got to, laugh a little bit to see where his mind is, ease his mind a little bit. Yeah, he needed that. Got you guys. I'm gonna go talk to. Oh, don't tell me she got off already. Oh, let's get off already. Are payphones here? I don't want to call Jade from a payphone, but yeah, chat, please go show Anna some love. I don't know if she's streaming right now, but Anna's a vibe. She's always been nice and sweet to Benny. Good people. Alice would be such a good insight on things. I think Alice is somebody that Benny can actually talk to and trust in what she says. What up? How you doing, Hazel? Just the most random perch spot ever. That happens. That's not the first time it's happened to me, or I've had run-ins with people that I ran into where you just find them in the most random spots. That was pretty funny. Sounds good, Hazel. Enjoy. It was good seeing ya. Hope you've been well. Been on my cob? I gotcha. Oh, that's been fun. I'm gonna sit up here in case anybody pulls up. Oh, we're not gonna sit up here. Here? I'm gonna see on the ground regardless. Yeah, imagine Jade finds Benny. All right, sounds good, Hazel. Have fun. I haven't played Anna in 2 weeks and come back to the shit show. Be like that sometimes. Happened to me before. We take a break for two days, come back to the club falling apart. What I was saying before, chat, because it's hard to put things into perspective through a text. I personally, me, the streamer, boosted, am so burnt out from grinding, from doing jobs, from it's always a grind. It's always repetitive. It's always the same thing. Yeah, you mix in a little bit of drama and switch ups here and there with the club and the hounds, and a little bit of club RP. No, not a little bit. I'm sorry. A lot of club RP. Yes, a lot of club RP. But again, personally, I cannot do the grind anymore. It's mentally draining. So when Benny met Esme, it was refreshing. It brought back a spark of roleplay again because it was new. It was different. It was, to be honest, I wasn't even expecting a full-on marriage out of it between Benny and Esme. It was, my future wife was a joke at the beginning, but they ended up getting married. And now they're about to be 4 months on their 4-month anniversary in a week. A little over a week. Is it possible to get more side questioning? Probably not today. Today I'm kind of just talking and telling you guys Benny's mindset. Kind of just setting things in place to see where it goes. In general, possibly. Especially with Benny's gonna need getaways, Yeah, like I was already content with Benny permaing in 4.0. I was already content with it. I already had made my mind up, and I was like, I don't know how it's gonna happen, but it's gonna happen at some point. But yeah, it's a constant thing. See, but even the thing like I'm glad that Benny and Esma met in roleplay because now, you know, meeting Esma in roleplay has introduced me to have a great friend, which is Ali. And at least you guys love Ali. Ali's a fucking vibe. She's a real one. Great person. Amazing, you know, amazing person to be around. She's funny, you know, she's not afraid to be herself. And obviously that's what you guys love about her too. Um, yeah, and you guys it introduced me to a lot of you guys. Now you guys come in here and bully me about when Benny's gonna die. Um, but like me being old, yeah, exactly. Is he gonna die? I don't know. I don't know. I genuinely don't know. Um, I'll let you guys in on something. Aggressively single. Okay, Faraday. I'll let you guys in on a secret though. Uh, Irma Ing was on the table for the whole Moretti missing arc. If we would have made it through that stream, if we would have made it through that stream with nobody coming to the beach to find Benny on the beach, uh, the dice would have decided whether or not Benny died. The dice would have decided if Benny died. And I'm not talking about 1 out of 100. I'm talking about, you know, just to give you an idea. Yeah. Like today, if Benny would have come back, he would have probably ICU'd, but he wouldn't have died. But if we would have rolled a 1, he would have permed. 50-50 shot. But he had to have remained on that beach until storm. We did roll. We did roll. It was a 2. Luckily, what was it? 45 minutes in. S-Man Jamie found him. Oh yeah, it would have sucked. It would have sucked, but it was fitting. It was fitting. It was up to everybody in the club and Esme to find him. Yes, it was kind of all behind the scenes stuff, but there was a lot of clues too. There's a lot of clues. And it sucks. It sucks that, you know, Shang said there was a dome around the city. Yes, it was a meme. Yes, he was being funny, but that funniness almost cost Benny his life. And that's RP. That's roleplay. Something as small as SPS, SBS can cause a character to die. So, but yeah, like I was saying, you know, I'm glad Ben Esmond became a thing. I really, really hope this doesn't end up in divorce because genuinely in character, swear to God, is somebody else coming? Genuinely in character, it would not make sense for them to really talk if they do. And that sucks because, like I said, Ali brought back, Vanessa Man brought back a spark of roleplay for me. And yeah, I know at times where they constantly I'm aggressively Kara. Oh, it's Carby's other character. And I know at times it gets repetitive, you know, Benny and Esme boosting or roof running or whatever the case may be, but it's always a vibe. It's always a vibe, you know what I mean? And there's still always something that comes from it. Because Esme likes chaos, you know, the Molotov thing, the roof running thing, the randomly shooting thing, like that shit makes it fun. Yeah, not seeking divorce. Well, the timing of it. That's what people say when they got no game. That's what makes it fun. I want to do chaotic shit too. Because it's fun, it's random, it's sporadic. Um, maybe that's another way. Maybe that's another way that they can get their, you know, get rid of that strain that's between them. But also, Benny still does need to give her space to find her place. Because if your only place is Benny and Benny dies, what are you left with? What are you left with if Benny dies as Esme? What are you left with? Nothing. Your dad that you barely were able to fix a relationship with and is still in the works. Two sisters that I want to say Raina, but Maddie that's, you know, stubborn, and then you got Jamie stirring between Esme and Maddie. And Benny's trying to point out like, hey, Jamie's a stirrer. He's trying to stir with us. You know, he's constantly saying stir around Esme, so Esme could pick up that Jamie's stirring with their relationship between Maddie and Esme too. He's not going to tell her. He'll make hints, but he won't fully tell her because that's her best friend. Oh, see, no, but that's the thing. Yeah, Esme is his place. Esme is his home, but he still has the club to fall on. Fresh. At the end of the day, is regardless of how much he's a lone wolf, he still does have the club to fall on. It's where Esme doesn't have anything to fall on if Benny disappears. She does, but she doesn't. You know what I mean? I don't know. I even like, again, because I don't know when 5.0 is coming. And even if I ever did get the invite to 5.0, or if I ever did play 5.0, I don't know what I would do with Benny, because I'm not going to do the same thing again. I want to switch it up. Does Benesmet stay? Like, do they last until 5.0? Do they make, you know, and then when that happens and, you know, myself and Ellie are not invited to 5.0, or we don't play 5.0, do we just retire them? Or, you know what I mean? Like, where does the story go from there? You know? I'm sure there'll be like, would probably, me and her would work on something, some big old canon event that happened, but. Fingers crossed, Ebark. Fingers crossed. Hope everybody from the club. I hope Ali gets invited. I hope everybody from the club gets invited. A lot of good fucking role players in our group. We work with what we got. You know, we always try to make things interesting, and that's why we're always all coming up with our own different arcs. Finn got kidnapped, or Finn got arrested, got sent back to Oz. Edbert got kidnapped by forgot what, Yakuza or something. Benny got kidnapped by something from his past. Shang and his, you know, going through his arcs. Barry ended up back in Oz. Like, uh, Rue constantly going through stuff. Nana with her, you know, her character growth and regression. Like, there's so many good stories in the club. And then, you know, Esme with the arcs that she's been having. Like, yeah, definitely a lot of talented people. Even so, I sent that text out and I sent it to you guys in the roleplay chat. If Esma had woke up today, I probably wouldn't have streamed, and I would have had me and I would have recorded it for you guys and posted it later. So that way, me and Ali could focus on the RP without having to get distracted by chat. sometimes, sometimes when you're in a serious moment and you look up, the chat could be a little distracting. But yeah, I don't know. It sucks. It does suck. This is the part that sucks about serious roleplay. Is you create such a good friendship with the person that you're having that roleplay with, because you enjoy doing that serious roleplay with said person or said group. Like when the Hounds left, I hate that I cannot interact with Ivy, Sean, none of them anymore. Kelly, Sophie, Lovesick, Luke, they were all good fucking people to be around. Now in character, I can't roleplay with them, and it sucks. And it sucks. And that's the same thing with if the Nest man does go through a breakup or a divorce, or even just a minor separation where they find, you know, time for each other to grow. It sucks because you enjoy role playing with those people. Exactly, Mark. It sucks, but it just doesn't make sense character at all. Yeah, exactly. That's that's hard. I would like to think that that's one of the hardest things in a role play is when you cut someone off for role play reasons, obviously in character. Obviously, you guys can game, you know, like obviously people can still game. Like I'll still game with, you know, Irish and all them OOC. It's been a minute since we have, but you can still do that. But we all enjoy role playing, you know. We all enjoy role playing. So we're, you know, the variety gaming is not always on the table. Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, exactly, Valkyrie-san. Oh, well, I guess we'll see where things go. Um, like I said, the main thing is to move the chess piece, and this can be however Esme, you know, takes it. You can see this, and Esme can doom right away. Esme can doom, or she can avoid it and just run away from it. Like when coworkers leave and you don't see them as often. Yeah, exactly. Esme can do all kinds of stuff with this. But in reality, they need to have a talk. They need to have a talk. He has to see where Esma's feelings are, um, because if she's if Benny is putting her in a place where she's losing herself and is codependent on Benny, as Benny is codependent on her right now, they're both gonna lose each other. They're both gonna, that strain is gonna be there, and it's gonna be the separation between them. So I think the way to go about it is ask her how she's feeling, what she wants to do. Benny's pretty much gonna say, and this is gonna be a hard thing for him to say. That's her interpretation for sure. Yeah. Is there a world for Benny where they divorce and still be friends? It depends on how bad the divorce is. It depends on how bad, if the divorce is bad, like if it's a bad like separation. It genuinely depends on that, Skyfin. Benny, how would you go about seeing the person that you would give the world for? Being friends with her, but flirting with other guys in front of you. His boundary. Flirting with other guys in front of you, and then her going home with those guys, or you know, not saying she would, but if she did. You know, like, oh, like think about it, like, uh, Benny and Esme boosting their friends, you know, friends with benefits, whatever the case may be. They're boosting, they're not married, they're divorced, they still have that friendship, and they get arrested, and then, oh, what do you know? Fucking Officer Cole Slaughter arrests them, and she's in there flirting with Coleslaw in front of Benny. Just to give you guys perspective. You think Benny wants to be around that? You think Benny wants to be around that? That's, I would even think like the chat would love it. The people that love angst and shit like that would love it. What are you doing here? That's audio clipping. What are you over here? I love angst, but feel for many. Yeah, no, I genuinely as OOC, I probably wouldn't be able to do that. That shit would be so draining on the mental. That shit would be so draining on the mental. I wouldn't blame Benny for not wanting that because he can never forget his love for her. He will be happy for her if she finds happiness, but that's just telling Benny to be tortured. Yeah, 100%. Part of me wants to text back Jade. Part of me wants to text her back and say you're not the issue. You are not the issue. Would Benny ever be confident enough to let go of that boundary? Or what, the flirting one? I think we'll call her. I think we'll go find a payphone and call her. Thought I saw a car up there. Kara, no, it's not. I think Kara might be a good person. Kara might be a good person to talk to, but Kara isn't also the brightest character. Isn't payphone seem more sneaky than his phone? Yeah. Fucking Jamie, chat. It's genuinely Jamie. It's Jamie that is stuck on Benny's mind because he knows Benny knows what he's doing to Esma and Manny, and then Benny knows what he's doing to Esma and Benny. Wait, what'd you say, Izzy? When Benny were to Esma, she can flirt again, but to an extent as he is confident in them knowing in the end it's still them together. He might. He might. He genuinely might be able to. But he needs to learn how to become codependent. Like I want, but it's hard to compare Fee and Edbert's relationship to Ben Esmet, right? Because at least from what we know, Fiona's not out flirting with guys, and you know, are I don't know, Esmet's not even out flirting with guys, but Esma has a flirtatious personality and not on purpose. She's just like I don't know how to explain it. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's just a different dynamic. Yeah, it is also weird to say, hey, babe, hey, babe, you could go flirt now. You know, if you want to. Yeah, you could. You know that boundary I said that you can't flirt. Yeah, you could go ahead. No, it's fine. I'm good. You can't say that shit, bro. You can't say that shit. Wait, can you recycle this? Can't even pick it up anymore. Okay, you too, trash can. I mean, it is just RP. Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. It would also give her the ick. Yeah, Benny's over the ick though. I mean, it's funny. I do wish that he never threw away that ick book. I do wish that he never threw that ick book away. Pesto's gone, buddy. You're not gonna get no response from Pesto. Oh, so you don't like me anymore? Exactly. Yeah. Ouch. Like he wouldn't necessarily just be like because he was confident enough to let it affect him. Yeah. Honestly, Benny. See, that's the thing. Benny should just be like, I don't want you flirting. It bugs me, but then again, you know, him. That's him thinking again with overthinking of what her reaction would be. I genuinely think that like Benny just needs to tell her straight up, like, and it's the hardest thing to do because you're kind of throwing it in their face. I don't. Even me, see it wouldn't like to say that way. Like what I told you guys that in roleplay chat that it's been baby girl Esme day ever since they met. Benny's been spoiling her since day one. So like you going and telling her like, hey, I've been spoiling you since day one. It's kind of like a fucking to the face. That just wouldn't feel right. I feel icky as fuck. But it is true. He has spoiled her. He has spoiled her, and she knows, and she knows she's spoiled by him, and she again, it comes with one of those things that she's pushing more and more because she's walking all over him, and he's not stopping it. he's not stopping it, and he needs to stop it. To be honest, I mean, his boundary needs to be like a steel fence and not a fence where there's a loophole to dance around. Yeah. Yeah, but as you see, as we all know, Esme finds comfort in chaos. And if there's nothing chaotic going on, she is not enjoying herself. Well, okay, it's a little late to cash that in after you send in the text. Maybe we could switch it up. You know what? We could switch this up. We could switch this up easy. We need to sit down and have a talk, love. And then he sits down and says, I want baby girl Benny Day. And have her spiral. That could be our exit plan. That could be our exit plan. That could be the exit plan. Be a good fucking exit plan. But here's the thing. Here is the thing. Here's what plays part in a lot of this, right? We know that during the week there's days where Esme wakes up in the morning, right? Like she gets on the server in the morning and she would decorate beforehand. What, she wakes up in the morning and she leaves the house. Then what? Then what? Yeah, then it's 07. But oh, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Yeah, it is what it is. Um, I don't know. It kind of sucks because Benny's working towards getting a house for them, but I forgot I had this. Benny's working towards getting a house for them, but she's like, again, she's the strain is there on the relationship, which makes it hard. Yeah, you let RP after exactly. Yeah, RP never was as planned because planned RP is never fun. It is fun. It can be fun, but it's never super fun. She leaves and it gives Benny a chance to see things clearly a bit. Yeah. Yeah, she leaves. I was just saying that she checked out or that the strain is there. 100%. It's a theme, Leah. Like Benny and Esmond, they're outside of their marriage, they're best friends. They're best friends. And that's the hardest part about the whole thing. Is they are a married couple, but they're also each other's best friend because they know the most about each other. They've helped each other grow in so many different ways. And that's the hardest part about the breakup. If it comes to a breakup, which again, I really hope it doesn't. I really hope that it can get to a point where, like Fiona and Edward, you know, Fiona's doing her thing and Edward's off doing his club stuff, and then they have like planned days that they spend time together. In a perfect world, right? In a perfect world. But that's not how RP works. They're very similar too. Yeah, that too, Lizzie. Maybe they're meant to be best friend. I love Ben Esme though. Can you be best friends after a divorce, Brish? kind of goes back to the whole, you know, still hanging out and her flirting with people in front of, you know, in front of him. Which I don't. Again, I don't think Esme would, because Esme has. I think Esme would hold a different type of respect for Benny if they were still friends after a divorce. Yeah, she leaves. She doesn't want to try anymore. So if that's the case, Benny will have to come to terms with the fact that it is, yes, it's not working. He did leave. Would Benny see it as the end, or would he still see it? Would he still see it worth it, or wait, fight for her? Oh, Benny will always fight for her. Benny will fight for her till the end. This is not, and okay, let me tell you guys, this is not Benny giving up. This is not him giving up on her in any way, shape, or form. This is him realizing what he's doing to her, what they are doing to each other. It's not him giving up. Like, genuinely, it's just him wanting to help her find her place. In a perfect world, but this city has shown Benny it isn't perfect, especially with everything he experienced the last few weeks. You know he loves her to death. Yeah, yeah. Nah. Words till death do us part are said. Hmm. Benny takes that serious. Till death do us part. It's just him realizing and trying to communicate. Yes, exactly. Okay, Valky. Should we just call Jade, chat? Should we just call Jade? I think a phone call is just better than meeting her in person. There's a part of me that really hopes that Benny asks for a break, because he sees that he's doing certain things to her, and she's also walking all over him. Yeah, but here's the thing: if Benny calls Jade and Jade's hanging out with Jamie right now, Jade's like, "Hold on, Benny's calling me," and then Jamie's like, "Ooh, that's all it needs. That's all it takes. All it takes." We'll see. Watch you not even be awake. We waited too long. But as I also mentioned, it wasn't an issue. God damn it, Jade. Don't on the list. Not hidden anymore. Not part of the hidden. I mean, to be honest, Benny shouldn't even bring Jamie, because he reacted thinking that they would stir, so we can't wait and see if they actually stir. Yeah. Esme also mentioned it wasn't an issue. Yeah. I think he doesn't care. He knows that he messed up and is fixing it. Most certainly needs to happen. Yeah, that's the thing, right? Is, again, to put things into perspective to you guys, Benny has a huge history with Jade, and I think I told you guys this yesterday. Jade and Jamie stirring, and that's why he gave the reaction that he did yesterday. It had nothing to do with Jade, and Benny's relationship. It had everything to do with Jamie and Jade together. Benny just doesn't trust Jamie to not stir, and which is fair from his point of view. Both of them. Both of them. Because if anybody understands Benny and what he's been through, it would be Jade. But Jade also doesn't know the trauma that Benny's dealt with since she's been gone. Just so you guys know, Benny and Jade had never dated in 4.0. I don't even think, I'm trying to think if they even hooked up. I don't think they did. I think the talk happened. Jade was the one that was supposed to kill Benny because he was the problem. I don't think Esme picked that up either. Yeah, it was his paranoia. What would there be to stir? Esme says she doesn't care, so Benny's insecure about his relationship with Esme. Benny just doesn't like other people snooping in his business. Or trying to snoop in his business. That's it. I think it's a big boundary for Benny is letting other people get involved with him and Esme. That's his biggest pet peeve. Yeah, he's private. He doesn't like other people involved in his relationship. God, isn't Keith? Keith, what happened? I thought you used to hold down the building, dude. What are you doing up here?
Fucking boy B. That's tripping.
Benny would own a bar or garage, 100%. Yeah. I will say, Benny, his crash out yesterday kind of let out a lot of emotion for him, which was good. It sucks that it kind of came on towards Esme, but it was good. It was definitely needed. It was definitely a weight lifted off his shoulders. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Anik, is Benny is not gonna try to keep blaming Jamie. He will to himself, but he won't to Esme. If that makes sense, you know what I mean? Because yes, that is an ick. It is a huge fucking ick, and I wouldn't want to deal with that either. It's the Jamie and Esme friendship. That is something that she needs to learn on her own. Ooh, they stealing. They stealing. They stealing.
I've never stolen anything, not even once.
Criminal.
All right.
How could the Raiders do this?
I don't know
Not a-
where you heard that from.
Yeah,
but
where,
I've
where
never
did you hear
been a
this,
criminal.
Benny?
Good to
And
see
if
you
you
guys.
and if you say it again, we'll have words. All right.
That's
Never been a criminal.
Did you get that?
yeah, yeah.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
What?
My last remaining Uzi.
Is that your emotional support Uzi?
Yeah, my Kai Uzi bit that I used to do.
Hell yeah.
So you're looking dressed today, Benny. What the
Yeah,
fuck?
Sunday best, my dude.
Yeah. Wish it was for a good occasion. right.
Oh.
You guys take it easy.
All right, brother. Be easy.
See ya. Totally get the pet peeve or privacy. I'm thinking Benny may be trustful or confident enough that nothing could be stirred big enough for Jamie or others to be brought in the middle of Benny or Esme. Damn, we need food. Yeah, but see, that's what Benny. That's what I was saying last night. Is that Benny told that to Esme last night. Like, I should trust and have enough confidence in you that you're gonna come to. You're not gonna let anything come between us as far as a stir. And that's where Benny admitted that it was his fault for reacting the way he did. Because he knows that nothing will come between them. Like, if there was any, if there was ever to be a reason of their downfall, it would be Benny and Esme. That would be the cause of the downfall, not somebody that stirred. And I'm gonna be honest with you. If you're in a relationship and a stir is the reason that your relationship ended, a stir is the reason why your relationship ended, your relationship was never strong. And that is just my perspective and my opinion. If a stir caused your relationship to end, your relationship wasn't strong or solid. Yeah, but Jade didn't answer. Jade didn't answer. That sucks because I do think that he needs to let that off his chest and apologize because Benny was in the wrong too for that. Because he went straight to blaming Jade. Not necessarily blaming Jade, but being mad at Jade because of Jamie. And he's not going to tell Jade either that you guys should have killed me. You guys didn't try to kill me.
I can't believe you did this.
I can't believe I would do this.
On Father's Day? I can't believe you guys did this. Hey Puff, how you doing? One second, chance. There. It was a needed crash show to get some emotion out. It's just never sure. Not healthy, but definitely needed. Yeah. Definitely left like a lot off of his shoulders. And I think him telling Anna Hunter and Jamie that his family's dead is kind of him releasing that frustration, releasing that burden on his shoulders, you know? Him telling someone random, I think was huge. And not random, because Benny's known Anna for years. But, like, not someone within his circle is huge, I think, for him. Sometimes it's easy to let a stranger know than someone you know exactly. And I think Jade and Alice are both off the server right now. Besides farm too long, chat. Besides farm too long. That's why I'm too close to the sun. Let me tuck in here real quick while I open my window. I'm gonna use the restroom real quick and open the window, chat. Give me 1 second. Perfect. Perfect. God, you, damn it, Alice. Hello.
Sorry, I didn't mean to hang up on you.
It's all good. Busy right now, or?
Nana wants to show me something, but I don't think it's like a super involved thing. She's just like at a clothing store, so I'm going to go see that. But otherwise, no, I'm not.
All right. Can you? Don't tell anybody I'm around, but can you have a chat with me after?
Yeah, of course. Do you have food on you, by chance?
I'm actually about to get food right now.
Okay, could you get me some and then I'll meet you somewhere?
Yeah, I got you.
Thank you.
All right, I'll see you soon.
All right, bye.
Shitting me, yes, man. Are you shitting me? Oh my god. Are you shitting me? Uh, why is everybody getting? Why is everybody waking up? No, don't be cute. That's not. Oh, don't do that. Don't. Don't do that. That is terrible. It's terrible. Ah. No, 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 don't get food.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, good. You need food? Okay. Ah.
Is it you?
Then he's gonna fall like a fucking lawn chair. Oh, this car is... That's car's bug. No wonder it looks so familiar. What was the text? Her being cute. Smiley face. I woke up to shop at P-Wool and relax for today. Sorry. Bro. You shitting me? Ain't no way she passed by. If I would have kept going straight, we would have drove right into her. What up, Aquarius? Literally just finds her. You know, I just noticed. Benny didn't send no good morning or no ping today. Passing by again. This I am like, imagine them distancing themselves, but they find each other, see each other. Yeah, but we... Oh fuck, Nana's right there. Hopefully Nana didn't see the car. Are you guys hoping for the breakup already?
You should talk to Princess and see if she'll trade you property for... Yeah.
Better to prepare
Most of the time people
than
don't
let it
have a lot
catch
of
us off
money or
guard.
assholes.
Yeah.
But I'm about to have a conversation with somebody. So okay, I love Marlo actually, but
You- Perfect. Thank you, Rain. Imagine Esmond tells what, anything? Imagine Esmond tells
yeah. Okay, I have to have a conversation with somebody. I'm glad
imagine
that
Esmond
your
tells the club that
trading
Benny's
is
around
going
right
up.
now. To be honest, I'm prepared for them to just grow individually, maybe come back together again. Yeah.
I'm not.
Like, think of all the things that they can come back and tell each other. Think of all the things that they can just...
This.
I did this, I learned this, and that. Oh, I did this, I did that.
How long have you been awake? Okay. Because boy, is that just like a cooked string of sentences. Okay, I'll talk to you later. Bye. Sorry, I shouldn't have answered that. He's so hard to get off the phone.
Oh, good. So good. How you doing?
I'm okay. Can I have food, please?
Yeah, I got you. Oh,
Thank you.
of course. How things been for you?
So.
Hmm. Been having a lot going on since I got back, and to be honest, I needed someone to talk to because I mean, you know me, Alice, I'm a heavy overthinker.
Mm-hmm.
Being alone with my thoughts really isn't the best place for me. Well, anybody, if I'm being honest, but especially me, someone who's married.
Yeah.
Um, well, to fill you in, I got kidnapped last week or 2 weeks ago now, whatever the case may be.
Yeah, I heard that. I heard that part.
Yeah, it involved drama back home in Los Gatos
Mm-hmm.
with the family that adopted me and that pretty much raised me. Uh, it I pretty much went back and finished business and got rid of that threat. Uh, but it came at a cost. My siblings ended up showing up to help me.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, long story short, I lost the rest of my family. Siblings, my dad, my mom, they're all gone.
I'm sorry, Benny.
Good. I think the biggest thing that I'm upset about is I went into hiding for 10 years, 11 years, whatever the case may be. I came to Los Santos to start a new life, to get away from that, get away from that threat. And, well, 10 years without talking to my family. So I never had the opportunity to tell them how I felt or how it made me feel that I was dragged into their mess or any of that. You know what I mean? Kind of just words that were left unsaid. I think that's the hardest part about the whole thing. Um, anyway, since I've been back, I've been noticing a change in myself and Esme. And during this whole relationship, uh, about to be 4 months in about a week. And I was very codependent on her in the beginning. And I started to ease up. I wanted to allow her to do her own thing and find her place and her people and, you know, her group and whatever the case may be. But always something that came up that made us codependent on each other.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like we were moving towards doing our own thing, and then something happened that brought us back together, of relying on one another. And I mean, that's just the city we live in, right? It's just how it is. But yeah, since things are getting better, and then I got kidnapped, and now, you know, I'm back, and it was there for a few days where she became codependent on me and protected me because I didn't want me to go missing, and you felt good. I missed it, but I also became codependent on her to deal with even more so to deal with my trauma, you know? And I feel like it's putting a huge strain on the relationship because instead of me dealing with my problems properly, I'm relying on her. And I think she's learning to not rely so much on me. Like, she's continuing to grow, and I'm taking steps backwards. And I don't know. I guess I am a terrible person at holding accountable for anything. I
mean,
hard.
after something like this, your partner absolutely should be there for you, to be fair.
Yeah, she has been. She has been 100%. I'm not saying she hasn't. Let me make that clear.
Mhm. You just think that she's growing in ways that you are not.
He has a lot, and I'm terrible at explaining things, and also without trying to go too much into her life and personal issues. She has a lot of trauma too, and it's kind of what comes with why I react the way I do and why I don't hold her accountable in some light, because I'm gonna be honest, I walk on eggshells because I'm afraid of her shutting down. I know she's strong enough to not do so, right? Like, I know she's strong, she's independent. If I'm being honest, she doesn't need me. I know that. It's the hardest thing to admit, is I know that she doesn't need me.
I don't know if that's true. She definitely needs you in some capacity. I mean, what is your biggest concern here? Like, what are you worried is happening?
You know, just like any relationship, you know, in the beginning it's all lovey-dovey and it's all cute and whatever. You know, especially from what we hear through the grapevine, how marriages also can put a strain on relationships. You know, like, we're losing that spark, and I would like to think that it's because I'm so codependent on her. Like, between myself and you, she knows this. We're supposed to live that club first life. Nothing comes before the club, but if I'm being honest with you, she's right there with it. The priority is majorly her majority of the time. Like, the club's there if they need me, I'm there, you know, but she needs me, I'm there too. And I guess it's the balance too that I need to find. I guess my biggest thing that I'm afraid of is I give her space to grow and to find her place. Because if she loses me, I know she has people, but she doesn't have a place, you know?
Mm.
And how is she ever gonna find that place if I always keep her to myself? How is she gonna ever find her group or her friends or where she feels safe if I'm not there? I guess that's, the codependency that I feel is becoming an issue.
Mm. Well, if you know the codependency is an issue and you want to move past that into a more stable relationship that doesn't rely on codependency, then
Need to let her do her thing, right?
not only that, but you also need to focus on finding your people, you know?
That's the thing, though, is I got my club and I know where my place is and I know they're always going to be there. But, this MC life, at the blink of an eye, if I make one wrong move, I'm just blooded out and I'm gone. They're not there no more. So it's like, yeah, they're my family. They're my family now and they always will be. But if I make one wrong move or one wrong choice, I'm gone and they forget me. So
I don't think that you should think of it that way. Like, don't look at it like you might fail. You've been with these people for a long time, Benny.
yeah. I think
I
it's
think-
just hard because of losing my actual family is what's hitting the hardest.
Yeah, I know. I get that.
And then, like, one of the things I guess that I kind of hold on to is something that has came from the beginning of the relationship was again, it comes with her personal life, but he as a person has a lot of growing to do still, and I'm fine and I'm here for any growth or any hardships or anything that we may go through. One of the things is I know how the city works, right? I know a lot of people. I know how people's traits are. I know habits of certain people and their reputation. And how am I supposed to ever how was I supposed to let her ever figure that out on her own? It was just more of like I put her in a protective bubble, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that was one of the issues way back when, is because I made decisions for her without allowing her to learn for herself. And I'm slowly learning to not do that anymore. I mean, it came at a fight because I pointed a shotgun at Yuri's face because I thought Yuri was going to use Esma as leverage to get at Osvaldo because of like the mime and clown stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, Yuri, if you ever hurt my wife, I'm going to blow your head off. And that ended Yuri and Esma's friendship. That caused a big fight between me and her. I guess like what I'm saying is I'm thinking of having a chat with her tomorrow and asking her where her mind is and how she feels and if we should not divorce. Obviously, divorce is not on the table for me, but I also can't make a person stay if she doesn't want to stay, I'm not saying that's on her mind either, but I'm just kind of thinking worst case scenario. But what if we take a break?
I was gonna say, do you think you guys just need some space while you figure yourself out?
I think she's trying to find her place, and I think I'm trying to learn how to not be codependent on her.
Mm-hmm.
what scares me the most about that is what if, and I know if it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be, but what if he loses that love while that space is there? Scary, you know, as an overthinker, I think worst case scenario, and what if she falls out of love with me from that space?
I think if you guys talk about this, maybe you should just. Taking space from each other doesn't mean you need to quit talking. You know? I think it means you need to learn how to not be completely. Doesn't mean you need to be completely apart. In my mind, what you probably need to do is roll it back more to. More to probably how it was in the beginning, right? You guys should maybe live apart for a little while. Don't wake up every day and just immediately come and spend your whole day together. Maybe focus on other things, the club, or rekindling relationships that were important to you before you kind of got caught up in this codependency. Give her space to reach out to you if she wants it.
That's the thing, right? Is my person was Nana, and I feel like that bridge just collapsed. I feel like there was possibility of rebuilding it, and I think that beach talk the other day, I think I said something because I was tired that came out completely wrong, and to be honest with you, Nana hasn't talked to me the same since.
Nana is an extremely stubborn and hot-headed person. I will say that about her, but I also refuse to believe that if you came to Nana with a conversation like this, where you told her you understood that you had become too codependent on Esme and were trying to recapture your relationships and have a healthy relationship with your wife instead of a codependent one, that she would turn you down. And that's not to say things would go back to the same way that they were immediately. Like, you probably would have to rebuild that with Nana the same way you would have to rebuild a proper, healthy relationship with Esme. Everything is work.
I think, again, the hardest thing for me is, I mean, you've met Esme a handful of times and you've had a few chats with her. I mean, you've seen how she can be. She has her moments where she can be a brat. And instead of me ever telling her she's in the wrong, I overlook it and make it cute, you know what I mean? Or I don't tell her how it really makes me feel, because it's just me. Honestly, it's just genuinely who I am. And I feel like even that, like, she, you know, sometimes she likes to push my buttons and get me mad, but it's because she wants to see me mad. She wants to see me, you know, I guess a little bit more aggressive with her, and I don't provide that. At least not always. If anything, hardly ever. But that's just, again, it's who I am, and maybe that is something that, I don't know. It's hard to explain. Like, it's hard for me to put things into words and make it make sense.
I get that. I mean, I am personally someone that doesn't speak up about my issues. But, I think it would be worth it to speak up. I'd say... Sorry, there is a storm in my head and it is a little distracting. I think that you should say everything that
Or
you
Crystal.
think to Esme, because the problem here is, like, you're afraid that she's gonna give up on you or leave you because you say the wrong thing. But ultimately, Benny, if you're always afraid of that and you can never be yourself because of that, then as much as it sucks to say, she's not the right person for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Trust me,
I don't
that's been
have
on my mind.
I don't have anything against Esme. I really don't. I just if you feel that way and it's actually true that she would judge you or leave you for
Benny has to face reality.
sharing your feelings, then she just isn't.
Sucks because if you if you seen and heard and were to like watch our life as a movie and see what we've been through, you would think that we would be perfect for each other, especially things that we helped each other get through.
Mm-hmm.
There's a point where she went completely mute and I had to be there for her. Fuck, this is breaking me. I become a better person with her. I've grown as my own person because of her. She's grown a lot because of me.
Yeah. Sometimes people grow in different directions too.
Ah.
I think in reality, Benny, no relationship is ever actually perfect. It will never be perfect. Some relationships are easier than others, but there's still these issues that happen. It's just if both people are willing to fight to get through those things.
You know, I genuinely think we've been through so much. I think we can get through anything. And I'm just looking at this, and maybe it's just me overthinking, right? This could just be me overthinking completely, but I still think there is a talk between us that needs to be had.
I
And
agree.
I'm just doom spiraling. But uh we've been through a lot, Alice. Like I can tell you, and I know you've been through a lot too. And if I can tell you the things that we've been through, you'd be like, damn. To be honest, you've probably been through a lot more, but I'm not trying to compare.
I I think you'd be wrong. I mean, if you're talking about a relationship and going through things with someone, you would be wrong.
I just think back all the way to day one when I met you and the whole, you know, Winston, Shang, fucking
Yeah.
all
But
that.
the difference there is that when Shang and I had problems, there was no talking to him ever. And when Shang had problems, he didn't talk to me about them. He shut down and
Yeah, Shang is a bad partner, chat. Shang is the character is a
pushed
bad
me away.
partner.
And when I needed him the most, he left. So that's why I say, like, no relationship is going to be perfect, but as long as both people are willing to fight, that's what matters the most.
Mhm. I will fight until I can't anymore, and that will always be me for her. Because
That's the only part of this that you can actually control, then, Benny. If she decides not to fight, then that is heartbreaking, but ultimately a choice, you know? And I'm the worst person for it. I will tell you that I doom spiral and overthink. And as much sense as I make for other people and as much advice as I'm able to give, I can never accept it for myself. I can never turn any of my my advice or my lessons inward.
Mm-hmm.
But I can tell you that there is absolutely nothing that will come from worrying or doom spiraling other than hurting your own heart for no reason.
It's just, yeah. I mean, you're not wrong, and I know it's rather you tell me how it is instead of sugarcoating shit. I was in a very bad place before she showed up in my life, you know. And I'll tell you, the day I met her, literally the day I met her, January 20th. I shit you not, that day, it was like a light came on. And the room wasn't dark anymore. There was hope in my life, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Sense of hope, a sense of rebirth, of becoming a new person. And then I started talking to her, and that continued to grow and grow. And it's there. I will always have hope in us. She will always be my hope.
Hope is a good thing to have and find in someone. Honestly, I think you already had all your answers. I don't know if I've really helped you at all here, but
No, you just told me how it is and the reality of things. I can fight as much as I want to fight, but she doesn't fight, then my answer lies there, you know? I don't have, I guess I just needed someone to talk to, and it's hard for me to reach out. My go-to person was always Nana, and again,
even
like,
if your relationship was good with Nana right now, I don't think you would be able to talk to her about Esme.
no, because she would give me the blunt truth, but she would make it much more harsher. You sugarcoated shit, but enough to where you're just giving me the 100% truth of how it really is.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm trying to, I suppose, do for you what people have done for me, despite me never listening.
Yeah. That's the thing. I am taking this all into thought, and again, I'm gonna talk to her tomorrow about it. But I mean, how do I approach it? Like, do I ask her how she's feeling, or if she feels like there's strain on us because of how I've been codependent on her, or
I wouldn't approach it by asking her how she's feeling, because ultimately what matters is that you're feeling some kind of way.
mm-hmm.
So don't approach it by putting it onto her. Approach it by talking to her about what you're feeling and what you think is going on.
Yeah.
Take the responsibility for the conversation.
So just tell her exactly what I'm feeling, and
yes. It doesn't mean you need to immediately say. Doesn't mean you need to immediately say, like, I think we should take a break, but you should explain all of the feelings behind that and see how she feels.
see if she opens up about it, or see if she gives the effort to fight.
Yeah. And see if she feels the same way. Because if she's having the same feelings, proposing a break will be a lot less hurtful.
King Benny found his person, chat.
then maybe you don't need one.
I think
but
Benny found his
then
new
you can work
person that
on
he
it
can
some
go
other
to.
way. But I would start by telling her your feelings and what you think is going on. Maybe make sure she understands that you're not having a divorce dog with her. I would make that clear because as soon as you start speaking about these things,
I
she's going
would
to have.
not even mention that word.
Okay.
I'm sorry for bringing you out and just kind of trauma dumping you, but I'm gonna be
Okay.
honest. I don't have people. I do, but it's not the same though. You know, like
Mm-hmm.
there was always something that came up. Nana, obviously my relationship issues that fell on her and that I put on her. Flop is no longer a part of the club, and he's in a weird spot right now. So it's like I can't go to him, and plus that's also her friend, you know. So
Flop?
yeah,
Mm. I think he would talk to you regardless.
he would, but again, my biggest issue is I don't like to talk to people that she's friends with and put them in a spot where they feel they need to be in the middle, you know?
Yeah, I get that.
They really, really needed this, like, more than you know. I can't explain how much I needed this. I'm gonna tell you, like I've been telling her, yeah, I'm part of the club, but a lot of the times I feel like I get overlooked for things. Or when I have something going on, it just isn't seen properly. And yeah, they show emotion and care when it comes down to it, but in the long run, my situations just get overlooked, or my doing gets overlooked, and it's always, you know, I don't think nobody's really come to talk to me about it, about my time spent with her, but I know it's probably conversated about. I spend more time with her than the club, and tired of grinding 24/7. I can't do it. And to be honest, the hounds leaving the group took the biggest, I guess, a lot of breath away from me. That a lot
Yeah,
of
I get
fight
that.
and motivation away from me.
Yeah. I think it's only natural, especially for as long as you've been in the club, to feel like you can't do the grinding. And I also believe that no one can be 100% for something all of the time. There's always going to be fluctuations. It's just the truth of it.
Here's the crazy part, right? The way things lined up is that war happened. I spent a week or so, maybe 2 weeks, constantly going to war, constantly keeping our heads on a swivel, looking for them, hunting, no time spent with her. And during that time, me and her are arguing, and she pushed her feelings aside to be there for me and to support me during that time. So the second the war was over, I started spending all my time with her. And it was great. And then I got kidnapped. And then it's just one thing that came after another. And it feels like it's been forever since I hung out with the club, even though I've been doing jobs with them. So it's I don't know, just a lot. Things that have just been snowballing.
Maybe you need to start trying to reform your relationships with the people in the club instead of just the club, you know? Because that's part of it too. I think it's easy to forget that there are individual people in the club. It's not just the club as a whole. It's not just what you can do for a club. It's not just the jobs.
Mm-hmm.
I personally think Sean spent very little time with the majority of ADMC.
Yeah.
Like getting to know the individual people.
Mm-hmm.
I think even the most well-meaning, highest-ranking members of the club can fail in that way. Because you're only going to be a strong club if your members get along and like each other and are friends. Yeah, maybe you have spent a little too much time with Esme. I think there's times and places for that, though. Right after a war where you don't get to see her and your life is in danger and you're worried every day that something's going to happen, I don't think it's wrong to slingshot in the other direction and devote a lot of your time to her. But it's
Mhm.
knowing when to balance the scales, so to speak. That's important. So, I mean, maybe you do take a small break from all the time you spend with Esme and try to rebuild your relationships with the people inside the club. You know? Just pick one person at first if you need to. Just one person to get to know. You guys have a lot of new prospects. I've seen a lot of new people hanging around.
Yeah, but that's my thing with the whole towns thing is broke a lot of my trust, and I don't look at a lot of these new people as I put a certain amount of trust into them, but like it's always like a walls there, you know, because of people that were blooded in and people that fought with us and people that, you know, put in blood, sweat, and tears with us into building the club just to take it from us. Like it put a dent in my trust with the newcomers.
You get that.
So I mean, I don't know. And
But
then
you don't have to tell them everything about yourself. You don't have to.
and also, I mean, I haven't told anybody this, but not anything heavy. But the reason I won't take on a new hang around is because my last hang around that I ever had that I brought in was Jesse.
Mm.
And it's, you know, it's been a long time now, and it's still kind of hard for me to feel like I'm replacing her, you know?
I
She'll
get
never,
that.
she'll never be replaced. Nobody will ever replace a warlord.
No, no one will ever replace Jesse.
Just
But I don't
sentimental value to me.
I don't think you should look at it that way. I mean, the best thing that you can do for Jesse's memory is build the club up strong.
Yeah. You've been coming around a little bit more, or kind of just sleeping in still?
Still kind of just sleeping in, you know? I mean, I'm around when people need me, but I come and go. Yeah, I might be leaving for a little while. I don't know.
Hmm. Listen, when you're around, give me a buzz, because I really appreciate you being here for me and having this talk. And
Always.
I feel like we have a lot more serious talks instead of just hanging out.
That might be true. That might be true. I think I've gotten bad at. I think I've gotten bad at just hanging out with people.
Well, I guess I can let you know how this talk goes, because, yeah, might need a friend after.
Of course.
But
If I'm not awake, just shoot me a text and I'll call you when I wake up.
sounds good.
Okay.
Appreciate you, Alice. Thank you.
Of course. I've been here since the city reopened. I'll always be here.
Also, I have to ask because I overheard from Claire, but did she actually make him disappear?
She gave him the rein back after the bird gave it to her. Yes. I don't know how much credit she can take for that.
She didn't really go into detail, but all I got
From
was he's
what
gone.
really happened is Norman gave up the ring to the birds and they gave it to Claire. And from my understanding, she held on to it until he got really pissed off at her and forced her to give it to him. So,
Mm. They're gone, right?
but yes, they are gone. As far as I can tell, they are gone.
That's good.
I did manage to get a cure for Nana before he disappeared.
She told me, and that's that day on the beach. I told her that I was gonna go talk to Pestilence to see if there's any way that I can get one. But then I explained it that I didn't go talk to him because Esma was going through something, and that's not the way it was meant to come out.
Yeah, she doesn't, she did not take kindly to that.
It was not supposed to come out that way. I was just tired, and I am very bad at explaining things. Well, at some point, I gotta talk to her about it.
Yeah.
But
I think if you're honest with her and tell her the things that you told me, she'll be more understanding, so.
mhm. The EJ gone too now.
No, not yet. But he will be soon.
Been trying to visit, but I haven't been seeing the stopwatch appear.
He, I think he's spending a little bit of time alone. Like thinking and getting his thoughts together. I mean,
An actual
he
goodbye.
always, yeah, he always said that he would leave when Norman did, and now that time's here and he's actually got to do the work with himself to be able to go.
Let me know if you see him. I'd like to actually give a goodbye this time.
Yeah. Just keep trying to catch him if you can.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't know how much longer he's going to be here.
Yeah, Nana told me.
And if he tells me that he's planning to go soon, I will reach out just in case. I have all the faith that he won't actually leave without speaking to me. So,
I appreciate that.
of course.
I'm gonna go get some rest. My mind is...
A mess? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you again. Be safe, all right?
Of course.
Let me know if you need anything.
I will.
I was definitely needed. That was definitely needed for Benny. Okay, Wave. All right, buddy. You barely followed me. That's crazy. What's up, Wave? Thank you for the follow. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Here, I got you. I got you, Wave. Got you. Is that better, Wave? Is that what you're here for? Is that what you're here for? Is that what you're here for, Wave? With his new tan. Buy more often. That's crazy. Not the bits. Yeah, I'm gonna call it now. gonna call it now. I'm gonna call it now. Esme. We're gonna walk in the house. Esme's not gonna be home. It's gonna say bed is made. Esme's not home. Watch. Calling it now. And she's gonna say that she slept over at Chang's. Let a girl live her life, not night life. Shit. Watch. Watch. Hold on, let's see. There's a car here. Maybe she did come home. Oh wait, it doesn't mean she's on the bed. Doesn't mean she's on the bed. Anything here? Oh, she's home. She's actually home. She's actually home. Oh shit. Oh, we seen it, Brish. We seen her in the car. Because the reason why I said that is because we sent this. So I was like, maybe she's not home because we sent this, and this was just like a deflection of hiding feelings. And then this her. That's just Benny's overthinking. You can park and leave again, yeah.
Remarkable thing I've ever seen. I was like, who just carries a freaking parachute 24/7?
Mate, I'd rather have you than not need it, you know what I mean?
Nobody here.
No, I don't. I'm sorry. I got some food though. Hey, you guys take this. All that food. I'm going to bed. Hey, you boys be good, alright?
I'll just split it. There you go. Like way up there. I have an idea. No idea.
Where's everybody at?
We got smoked at a bank truck, so Finn's having everybody go around. Basically, the gist of it is rather than taking fights where it's gonna be like a long range, and we have primarily shotguns, look for places that'll be better for like shotguns within the city.
Oh, you guys got pushed out of bank truck?
Yeah.
By who?
4 different groups apparently. None of us remember, but
4 groups at one bank truck?
Yeah.
That's crazy. All right.
Yeah. We got like a hit on the way up to the power plant, so Finn was like, fuck taking long fights against like ARs or shotguns, let's just find some places in the city, so that's what everybody's doing right now.
Sounds good. Yeah, there's kind of really nowhere you can take one unless it's enclosed, so.
Yeah.
That's what we're off.
Your main labs would probably be a good one, but either way you come out, you're fucked, so.
Well, the problem is like, like driving all the way up
close
there.
quarters, alleyway, shotgun, used corners type shit.
Where they can get on roofs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wherever a shotgun works better than an AK, you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
So me and Grim looking at that, I think there's Blue and Rue.
I think Rue
And
remembers the details of it. If you want to ask her
Finn,
if you're
someone
curious,
else.
but
I just came to. I'm gonna head to bed.
Oh
So
no, no.
okay, cool.
Hello.
from then
You
on.
come with us? Or
Yeah.
you busy here?
Huh?
Man, it's
Looking
I
around places.
need to go get myself some food and shit.
Yeah.
You
Ah,
guys
we
go. I
have
want to
so
see what you
much.
come up with.
Okay.
You have food?
Choose a text if you need anything.
Yeah,
Yeah, I got you.
you got a bunch.
So I was about to actually come in to give you guys some before I go to bed.
Thanks.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
See
we're
you
on
guys
radio, so
tomorrow.
just give us a shout if you need us. See you, mate.
Will do, will do.
That means this right here. This right here. Obviously, this is OOC, but Hydra, and Exodus pushed. Somebody has to match his vibe. I think that's the biggest thing, Brish, is yeah, she is wearing her banana leggings. Somebody has to match somebody has to match Benny's vibe. Wave. Wave, where are you? Hey, Wave. I got you, Wave. I got you. Hearts. Okay, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. Oh God. Benny gonna dream about Wave. All right, chat. Or Wave gonna dream about Benny. Bro. Chat, let's go show Carby some love. I wish that Benny could give, be more friends with Kara, but there's so much history with Kara and Shang that Benny kind of just hesitates at that. So love you guys, chats. Appreciate you guys hanging out. I know it was a short 2.5 hour stream, but I wanted you guys to have a better understanding of Benny's mindset instead of typing in a roleplay chat. So I'm glad we got to hang out today and kind of just talk. We had a small RP talk with Alice and what's going to happen moving forward. So an actual short stream. Love you guys. Happy Father's Day. The fathers out there, to the single mothers. You guys be safe. Take care of yourselves. And yeah, love y'all.